What's up, guys? It's Drac, and this is the Themberchaud. Chad? I can't help but want to call this the Thunder Chad. And I feel like Chad would be an objectively terrifying name for a red dragon in a D&D campaign. And I can also see a lot of dungeon masters I know just being like, yeah, the dragon's name is Chad. He wants to fight. Like, you walk into the dragon's lair and he's like, square up, it's Chad. I'm sorry in advance if you're one of my viewers and your name is Chad. It's an objectively pretty funny name these days. If your name isn't Chad, however, and you don't hate my perception of it, then go ahead and throw me a subscription, a like, a comment. Make sure that you hit that bell so that you will be up to date and informed on all future reviews of Thunder Chad merchandise and products. So I can't not say it, and I'm gonna mess it up if I don't. So for the purposes of this review, this is the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie tie-in Thunder Chad, or Themberchaud. Comes with 6 darts. It is the dart-firing crossbow. Presumably there will be something in the movie vaguely resembling this. They also talk about the Rakor, which we've reviewed before, and the Palarandusk, which is the jolt, effectively. So your dragon companion here is gonna set you back about 25 bucks. Let's go ahead, get it out of the package. See what we're working with here. $25 gets you this blaster, and it's your classic case of some assembly required, right? You get a few darts, barely enough to load it completely. I think it comes with some instructions. The darts are theoretically color matched to the blaster itself, and whereas normally I would skip past this, this time we're probably gonna walk you guys through it, not because I think that the assembly is complicated in any way, shape, or form, just because we haven't done a stringer style product in a while. Is the tail that rubbery? Is this real? This is kind of funny. So plastic-free packaging is becoming the norm over at Hasbro, which I do actually want. Oh my God, that's interesting. So they've done it. The Thunder Chad has a long, rubbery tail attached to him. I don't know what we're supposed to make of that, but it is an interesting design choice. The assembly is actually much lighter than I thought it was going to be. It looks like you just kind of clip this in the back here, and it's going to ergonomically, I can tell you guys already, this thing is a disaster. But let's get old Chad lined up. If this was a Raid Shadow Legends ad, we'd say that he was goofed up. All right, he's got his wings are the elastic, so that's going to click back like this. And this is, bro, how did this get past design? Is it articulating? Oh, it is. All right, so you've got, the tail has some sort of plastic or metal component in it that's allowing it to, and then it rests on your, oh, what if you, oh yeah. Now you've done it. Now when you drop the Thunder Chad, he hangs in there like a, that's particularly concerning. You guys don't, here, that was almost bad because when I film, Jinx hangs out like literally right down there. Jinx, you didn't even know. You didn't even know that was happening. Bark, 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 bark. All Foam Pro Shop orders right now are shipping with our brand new Jinx stickers. That's just a freebie include because we believe in nepotism over here. It has nothing to do with the review. Okay, so the string goes back, clicks into place. You wrap the rubberized tail around your forearm so that it's not in your way, and you enjoy what is objectively one of the worst grips I think I've ever encountered. So the grip is way too small. The tail gets kind of in the way. This area that your forearm is designed to go in is fine if you're a thin boy. I like to fashion myself as skinny strong, but realistically, I'm just very thin. Fits fine. I assume if you're also a child, it would be fine. However, if you were much bigger than me, there's not a lot of room there. So it's also not pliable like some of the rubberized elements on the blaster, such as there aren't any. On the other dragon, the horns and such would be rubber, but on this one, the only rubber thing is this. This is a very strange include, and I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. I mean, you could wrap it up like this, and maybe you could be like a scorpion Thunder Chad, but it really, it just flopped. It just gets in the way. Pretty rough. So you have to prime first before you load the dart, otherwise the string can't travel along the pathway. But this is our first, elastic powered product in a while, and I guess one thing worth noting is that Is the trigger not working? Oh, you really have to be very deliberate. No, if you slip the mechanism, then it won't. We're like 100% jammed. Was that user error? I don't think that was my fault. The issue there is that, let me take the back of this. If you don't trip the mechanism properly, it doesn't catch and then it won't fire. Or is it a dart thing where you have to have the dart in place to activate the lock? This is the kind of blaster that if you were going to use it in any sort of serious capacity, I don't think there are many that would, you would really want to do a lock removal on it, just because it would not be a reliable blaster for anything like HVZ or even a basement battle. You'd spend more time fiddling with it, especially if you were like, you know, trying to return fire in any sort of capacity like that. Overall, it's an elastic string style blaster with an obnoxious dragon tail. It's trying to simulate old Themberchaud in flight here, with these being non-existent and the grip being something that you omit, and it's like he's flying along your arm. It's just very strange. Whoever did the ID at Hasbro for this clearly phoned it in a little. They were like, dragon? All right, great, done. Because the other one is non-compatible with right hands. It's only a left hand wieldable blaster in terms of its ergonomic curvature. And this one, like, I just don't know anybody who wants to be constantly whacked with a rubber tail while they're using their blaster. I don't get it. Maybe if you're like really into cosplaying Mulan, this could be Mushu, and he sits on your shoulder and harasses you while you try and fight the Huns. But let's take it outside. Let's see what FPS this particular elastic band gets. All right, so we're out here with the old Themberchaud. I actually handed this one off to my my web shop manager over here, and he couldn't, this is not a dig at him, but he couldn't figure out that, like, you had he wanted to prime it like this, and I guess I've used enough. Why did that hurt? Oh, because there's a sharp part in here where if the top of your thumb cuts in, and I guess it's a dragon, so he has claws, and it cuts into your hand. All right, this one's being downgraded to a bad. It's a bad. almost internet. Not this time. No amount of rubberized tails will for real now. It's jammed. Anyway, you really have to know what you're about to prime this one properly, because it's stuck. It's stuck. I have to pull the trigger to undo the mechanism to sneak it in. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got our dragon over here. Let's flip the chronograph on. Again, just like the loading process of some of these stringers, particularly when they have locks on it, is bad enough. When you combine it with an undersized grip and a really wonky trigger well where you just have to avoid getting bit by this thing pretty much no matter how you slice it. But let's line it up. 67 is not bad. Again, you have to click down, which I didn't think about how unintuitive that was until other people got their hands on this, but I've used more stringers than most. So that's a duplicate 67. I think that it's pretty safe. We'll put one more over for safety. 50, and that's because it whirly-birded as it came out, which is, again, kind of a risk with the platform. But we've got our target over here set up in Hasbro mode. It's about 25 feet away, so let's see if we can get any thunder shots on target. Not really a reticle, so we're just gonna eyeball it. And nice. Nice, nice. Come on, Themberchaud. Hey! Third time's the charm. So between this being more expensive than the other Dragon Blaster and far, far less usable, I think that we can go out of our way to say that it's definitely not a good dragon, and you should probably just skip this one in general. Normally, I'd say that there's a world where, you know, maybe if you're a big fan of the movie, maybe if you're a big fan of the design, maybe if you're a big fan of the tie-in, but even if you like elastic style blasters, this is poorly implemented in pretty much every category. So this is a Lord Draconical don't buy, and you guys can save your money. It's definitely too late for me and the old Themberchaud. Maybe we'll integrate it into something. It almost looks like it could be mounted on top of a mag-fed blaster in some sort of form or fashion. But overall, pretty huge thumbs down. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That way that I can make the mistakes so you don't have to in the toy aisle. Much love, blast on, Drac out. Bye.